Welcome to On the Trail. I'm Steve Evans. Today, I'm going to show you how to take a Thermarest Neoair, which I have right here, cut it, and then reseal it to length. You're probably asking yourself, why would somebody want to do this? Well, it only comes in a 72-inch length and a 48-inch length, and I want a 36-inch length. So the only way to do that is to modify. This process is going to take place using just these household tools right here. Now understand that when you actually cut your Thermarest Neoair, your warranty is going to be null and void, and if you can't reseal it, you're actually going to have a $150 worthless mattress. Now, I actually haven't successfully done it yet because I only have one. So, as I'm doing this for you, I'm hoping in the end we have a finished product that works. So, let's get started. Use a nice big work surface to do this, just so that you don't make any careless mistakes cramming it into a smaller area. Spread your Neoair out on the table and decide what length you want to cut this at. Earlier I had said 36 inches, and I'm going to stick with that. So I'm going to take my tape measure, measure out 36 inches, and with my marker, just a small dot will do. Once you've measured out where you want to cut your Neoair, put your tape measure away, put your marker away, take out your scissors, and I actually recommend cutting about 1 inch below that, just so you can trim after it's a nice finish. So the first cut, like I said, will be 1 inch longer than what I want. So I'm going to cut it about 37 inches. So, as I said before, you cut below. This is my 36-inch mark right here. I actually can't cut right on 36 inches because I'm going to be too close to this bond line right there. So I'm going to cut just above the bond line on the other side. So when I open it up, you can see the fabric. You're going to see that on the top and the bottom, I have lots of space there to rebond. So what you're going to do now is you're going to actually unfold, or actually fold over the corners of your Neoair. This is going to expose this unnecessary material here. So you're going to want to cut along this line, just so it's nice and clean in there. You don't want fabric flopping around. So let's take your straps, get them out of the way, fold your Neoair back, okay? Now you're going to take this fabric that's on the inside, and you're going to push it in. Just push it in a little bit, doesn't have to go far. But you can see now how much. We have about 1.5 inches on each side. We're going to bond that back together along the bottom. Nice big fat bond line. It's going to hold really tight. Okay, just trying to get a shot of the ironing board down here. For this process, you're going to need your 2 C-clamps, your meter stick or your piece of wood, and your Neoair, along with your iron. Now before you actually bond, I recommend taking the scraps that you've cut off the bottom and practicing a couple times. I've actually already done this using the impulse sealer and the iron, and it seems to work pretty good, so I'm pretty confident that this is going to work as well. But I guess we'll find out. So, first, make sure that you push the fabric all the way in, exposing the edges that haven't been bonded. You're going to put this on your ironing board, like so. You're going to be able to feel the fabric, where the fabric is on the inside and where it isn't. You're going to see that there's no fabric here. I'm going to take this ruler, put it just where I want to stop the bond line. This is going to allow you to run the iron along here, leave a nice straight line. It's going to look like as if you bought it from the store. Use your C-clamps to put them on each side and hold it tight. Make sure to pull it tight because you're going to just run the iron along here. It's just a standard household iron, nothing special. You're going to put it on the highest heat setting that it has. Okay, so you're all set up. You've got your iron nice and hot, and you've practiced bonding on your scrap material. You're ready to bond here. There's one other thing that I got to tell you. Now this is on my Neoair, and it might not be on everybody else's. Let me get down here so you guys can see me. The top layer, the yellow layer, or off green maybe or something, it seems to be just a few millimeters shorter. So there's going to be a slight crease. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to start your bonding in the center. Make sure it's nice and smooth. When you get to the end, you're going to have a little crease, and that's where you can really work it to out just actually when I was practicing now. So let's get to the bonding. Remember, start in the center, nice and hot. Run it along your ruler. No rush. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. Again, from the center out. Okay. Let's just run it by one more time. Nice and hot. Make sure it's bonding nice and smooth right there. You're going to see the color, I guess, it's going to look like it's burning almost a little, like it's just slightly off. Once that's done, you're going to look at your corners. You're going to see there's a small gap each side. You need to work those corners down with the iron, just like this. Alright? Get right in there. Make sure you can close off that gap. Both sides like that. So it's nice and hot right now. You're going to want to let it cool for about 5 to 10 minutes. Take it off and we'll see how the bond steps left. One, we're going to trim it so it looks like you purchased it from the store. And two, we're going to inflate it. So what I did is on the corners, remember how earlier I told you to start from the middle and go to the outside? The reason for that is to eliminate your unknowns. If you do want a leak, you want it in the corners. That way you know that's where it is. So what I've done, it wasn't on camera because I didn't have, I thought of it after. I basically bonded almost like a semicircle on the sides here. This is going to allow you to cut a nice radius and make it look like it's store-bought. So let's give it a go. Okay, so you finish cutting it. This is what you end up with. 36-inch long Thermarest, 36-inch long Thermarest Neoair. Mine's a little bit dirty. I've used mine quite a few times. So you can see, hopefully you can see that whole picture, but the corner is nice and rounded, almost matches. Looks like you purchased it from the store. One last test. Let's hope it works. Okay, so there you have it. Bond looks like it's holding good. Don't hear anything. So probably what you're going to want to do is put a whole bunch of weights on it overnight, or maybe put it in your bathtub and see if any bubbles are coming out, just because you don't want to go out camping for, let's say, 5 or 10 days and have the thing go flat on you in your second day. So the bond actually turned out quite nice, and I'll give you a pan of the bond after. But I think we're good. I don't think that's going anywhere. And if at any time this does break for whatever reason, cut it one baffle out. One thing to remember also is that I actually measured this to be 36 inches. Inflated, it's 32. Almost works out perfect. I've got my scale here. 191 grams. That's about 6.7 ounces. My original large Neoair was 14.4 ounces, so I saved about half a pound out of my pack weight. And I'm quite comfortable sleeping on a half-length pad. Anyway, I hope that you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope that you're successful in your attempt. I'm Steve Evans, and I'll see you on the trail.